Yo,
Big body
we
Nas.
we here, baby.
What's the deal?
You? Let's get it.
Hey man, listen man, I'm gonna get some people. I'm gonna get some people some time to come in the room. But
I like the theme music.
listen man, that's from '97. That's when y'all was coming up. All right, man. Like, damn, they pouring in, bro, one after the other. I'm gonna give it 60 more seconds, and then the show shall begin. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. You are now tuned in to the TKB report. I'm your host, K. Langevine, and today's special guest is making waves in youth football like no other. He's just another kid from Newark that decided to do something special for his city. He started off as a youth football coach, just helping out, and has transitioned that into one of the most prolific youth programs in the country. He is none other than the founder of Brick City Lions, two-time Pop One and national champions, if I'm not
Yeah.
misquoting it. He's been to the dance on many occasions, brought home 2 championships. There's not many coaches in the country that can say that on any level. High school,
Yeah.
college, professional, that can say they have national championships.
Hey,
Ladies and gentlemen, help me
we got our
welcome
big
none
we got
other
our
than
big
Nasir Gaines, a.k.a. Nasir
body nod.
Gaines, a.k.a. Big Body Nas. Help me welcome him to the show. Welcome, good bro.
Hey, yo, man. Shout out Al Qadim Muhammad, man. First pro football player. He's tuned in now. You know what I mean? Quan, what's good, baby?
Yo, Alpha Dean Muhammad, welcome to the show. Everybody that's tuning in, welcome to the show. We're about to get right into it. I just wanted to play something else real quick. You know, I know y'all came up in the 90s and so did I, but, you know, this show is grounded in hip hop. You know what I mean? This show is grounded in appreciation. And I normally do this towards the end, but I just want everybody to know that I created this platform, the TKB Report, to pay homage, to pay homage to
Some
brothers
big
like
dogs
yourself.
in here, man.
Who we
Yeah, I
got in here,
appreciate
man?
you, man. I'm
You know
seeing
what I mean?
Jelon Sanchez, my guy, he's pouring in all these offers right now. Shout out my man Taj. Kid's on his way to bring you up and do something big, man. My man Miles T.
God bless.
In here right now.
God bless. And shout out to all the kids that you done helped, all the coaches that you done put on, and all the kids whose lives that you've changed. So now that we got the intro out the way, I gotta get you one more of these, man. I'm like a DJ and shit. This shit be killing me when I love this shit right now.
I'm like,
yo, shout out to my brother Spence and shit. Shout out to
Spence. Spence the man. That was my big bro right there. You know what I'm saying? That's your big bro, but he was my big bro. He was a grade above me, man.
Let me tell you,
You know
man.
what I mean?
We
class act, bro. Class act.
Amen. Peace. He said peace to the God. You know what I mean? So listen.
Peace. Class act, man.
Listen. So let's get into it, man. We here to pay homage, but we gotta get to it. So listen. Tell the people how you got started in football to begin with.
Well, it goes back to when I was a kid, man. You know what I'm saying? I was a kid. Grew up on 8th Street. Well, I grew up on 8th Street, Elizabeth Ave. Same thing, basically. But I learned the game from watching my older brother. He was used to play in the park with friends on Elizabeth Ave, and I watched him playing in Weekway Park, and I fell in love with it. Then once I moved back to 8th Street, it was a guy who lived down the street from me, man, named Coach Marty. And he was like what I do in the community now, like just taking kids, picking them up, taking them football practice. So he took me to play ball in East Orange. And the moment I started playing, my pops paid for me to play. I was 9 years old, and my friends on my block, they couldn't afford it. So everything that I was learning at football practice, I was coming home and teaching my friends on my block, man. And then I guess my dad seen it in me young. He's like, "You gonna be a coach?" And I just couldn't. I was mad that he said that at that age, you know, because hey, you feel like I'm a player. I'm a baller. You know what I mean? He's like, yo, you gonna be the coach, man. So he must have seen something and I ain't seeing myself. But from that point, I loved the game, fell in love with it. And then like throughout my trials and my journey in life, I think it brought me to coaching. You know, it just I went through so much stuff. So once I got to a point, I'm like, man, I just want to donate. I want to give back, and that was one of them how I got back to it.
All right, so tell me, like, what's your, you know, we shouting out EC, right? What's your EC connection? How you end up at EC? A kid
Oh,
from
shout out to Essex Catholic, man. My aunt,
all
it was
day.
my yeah. Shout out Essex Catholic. They changed my life. Everything about it, you know, just the brotherhood. But I got there. My aunt Maureen, my aunt, she lived the dream of like my mom's. My mom's passed when I was young, so my mother thing was always private school. Like I want to get my kids into private school. So my pops was one of them. I guess he sent us through like public for elementary, but he knew. I guess when we got to high school, he wanted to try that route or something like that. So my aunt followed it through, and I ended up. I was playing on the football team in East Orange called the Falcons, and majority of the kids on that team ended up migrating to Essex Catholic. If you remember back in the day, Essex Catholic was losing all types of games, 0 and 9,
Yeah,
0 and 9, 0 and 9.
it was
And
pathetic.
yeah, so the team that I kind of went to high school with, we kind of changed the game. And I think that's where I got it from. My coach that coached me was one of those guys. He was confident, and he was confident. He was confident in the kids he coached. He knew that, like he said, don't worry about it. When you get there, you're gonna start. Everybody gonna start. And I was like, oh wow. So I took on that persona. I got there like I'm gonna start because he said I'm gonna
Yeah,
start.
yeah.
You know.
So what was that? What year was that? What year was that?
That was I'm gonna say 94. Yeah, 90 or 95. My bad. Somebody
So
called us.
that class, yeah. So that class, right?
Uh
That year
huh.
you came in. Yo, Kyle, what you got? That class,
Shout
that
out
year
to
that you
Kyle.
came in, that class was somewhat the turning point for all of y'all. So what
Big
year
time.
did things really start turning around for y'all over there?
All right, before I get into shout out my man Sam Scarfo. If y'all don't know, he
Yeah.
Plainfield, Gorilla Pimps and all of that. Shout out to
Okay.
Jalen Berger, man. Jalen Berger, Wisconsin, freshman now from Brick City. Went to Don Bosco, top back in the state, number one football player in our state. One of the top 10 backs in the country. That's at had to shout him out because he a young goat and he doing his numbers. So
Hey
you
man,
gotta give him his
that's what
flowers when he here. And
that's
I
what we
seen him.
here for. That's what we here for. That's what we
So
here for.
so that year was all right. So bet that year was about 95, and then my youth coaches, you know, we had guys like Omar Conover that played
Shout
at
out, shout out, shout out.
Omar, Dame Saxon, Brian Catino. But my youth coach, he worked with guys like Bruce Griggs, Mike Griggs, those guys, right? And
Shout out.
they had got them to transfer from Scott. We had got a big transfer group that came in from like other schools, and it was like 96. So now in 6 year, we ended up snapping the record. They was 0 and 9. We ended up going 3 and 6. That shit was like a parade. You know what I'm
It's like a
saying? 3 and 6
championship.
was yeah, that was real. But then the next year, and mind you, not tell anybody this, I wasn't even starting. I wasn't even playing with these guys. Tim Robeson, it was like these guys was official, and I had a guy named Mike Griggs in front of me, and he played my position offensively and defensively.
Yeah.
So I had to wait till he graduated to actually even end up playing. And so 96, that 97 class, which Omar and them, they really turned it around, was like 7-2. So then they only team that didn't make the playoffs, but they went 7-2. So our senior year came, and then we ended up going 5-4, 5-4, and then the year after that was when they made the playoffs. So we at that point in time we did change the game for the school. Um, I wish Essex was around to this day. It wouldn't be none of those major parochial guys that's doing the stuff that they're doing right now because Essex would have been on top of it. Shout out to my guy Javon Turner, man, wide receiver UMass, man, Brick City Lions alum. One of the guys that's the definition of hard work. Went to JUCO, you know what I'm saying? And
That's
you know
what's
the
up.
thing, A lot of people don't make it out of JUCO, man. He went up to the school up in PA. Damn, I forgot the name of it. Where it's real to get up out of, and he came up out of there, man. Shout out to Javon Turner and my man. How even came in contact with you, Hakadaki.
Hakadala, Hakadala in the
Yeah.
building.
Go
So,
ahead, man. I'm sorry.
so I got you telling people about your history so that they can understand the bricks that laid the foundation for you to eventually turn into one of the most powerful youth programs in the country. And I think it's something that's very interesting about your story is that you didn't play college ball.
Not at all. Not a down. Not a down. Never. Only how I slept in the dorm room was I was visiting my friends. You know what I'm saying? So, and that, I felt like at that time I used to be mad. Like, I knew my pops ain't know all the stuff about like camps and things like that. I was one of those ones like, damn, I wish I could go to a camp, or I wish I could do this. Had it with somebody like a Coach Nas there, I would have, I would have been doing all that type of stuff. I think that's where my ambition come in at out here with the kids trying to push them, because I'm just doing things that I wish somebody would have did for me beyond the
True,
game. So
true.
I think that's what I'm out here doing. Fell in love. I always loved kids, man. Even when I was a kid, I loved kids. You know what I'm saying? So now being an adult, I just want to see everybody make it. And I
All
think
right,
that's why, yeah.
all right. So you graduate from high school. You're a
Or
part of some legendary moments at Essex Catholic, right?
yeah.
And you leave high school, and what's your journey from then? Because now I want to get into the part where you leave actually playing the
Mhm.
sport, and then there's like a gap, and then there's something that happens that gives you an opportunity to get back into the game. So what was
No
that?
doubt. All right. Shout out to my best friend Muff, man, in the building. You know what I mean? People say you can't have a female friend, they a lie, man. That's my dog. So
That's
what
what's
got
up.
me there, I left high school, and I was like mentally lost, like lost a little bit. Like my friends was in college, people were doing other things, and then I was like, yo, I need a job, and my pops was like the same thing, like you need to start working and going back to school. So I ended up working at Radio Shack. I mean, selling, commission and everything like that. Then my brother was always a car salesman. So from there, I'm like, I need to turn up. I sold so many cell phones and computers. I'm ready for the car game. And he like, yo, this is a brutal sport over here. And I ended up going to sell cars, but I always was like a guy that was into like music, wanted to do like shows. I wanted to be like the next Puff, how Puffy was coming out of college.
True.
And I had I started selling cars, and then selling cars. That's why I tell kids all the time: when you got too much time on your hands and you're dealing with people and your friends are doing other things, what happens is it'll pull you in the wrong direction. So I ended up getting into like I guess the drug world or whatever, and doing that, I never felt like I belonged there. You know what I'm saying? But I was doing it because I wanted to do the shows. So I ended up started doing shows with like 50 Cent, Styles, a lot of the major artists. I was around everybody. This all facts. And anything I ever jumped into, I was doing it. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Anything I ever jumped into, no BS. Anybody know me? Anything that I ever got into, I always did it to the max. So whatever it was,
Yeah.
I was doing it to the max. So at one point in time, I'm like, man, I got to get some of this. I got to get this money back. I got to get the money back, and I'm like, I need to donate some money. I need to buy uniforms or something. So I'm like, let me go back and give back. So I went back to this park in Newark, Branchville Park, and I knew one of the coaches there. One of the coaches, he was coaching with the Scorps. So I'm like, let me donate to Darnell Retton. And then one of the other coaches was like, yo, nah. I mean, well, he ain't know me. He's like, you want to help out besides donating? And I'm like, help out? I ain't got no time. I'm running 100 miles an hour.
Yeah, you moving
And then,
around the town.
yeah, so now I'm like, damn. So thank God that happened. I'm like, yeah, you know what? I can help out. I donated the money, bought the uniforms, and I started helping out. When I started helping out, I started noticing the kids like depending on me and stuff like that. We was having fun. I built the bond. I built relationships. So majority of kids that I coach, it's not like how coaches, you coach somebody and then it's over. Like we're a family. Like we real family. I'm talking about from the first year I started coaching to now. Like we're a big ass family.